'Twas two pisononse timcoves. The wetter is pest, the wrens are over and come, and the vokes of the turfer is hurled on our land. Of the name of Treacle Tom, as was just out of pop following the theft of a leg of Keogh Donnelly and Pakenham's finished pork. And his own blood-and-milk brother, Frisky Shorty. He was to be exquisitely punctilious about them, both Shorty and Frisky, a tipster come off the hulks, both of them awful poor. What was out on the bum around for an off-board game for a Jimmy or Goblin or a small fick on as chanced, while the Seaforths was making the colleen ball. To hear the parson in the motor clobber make use of his law language, edzo, edzo on, touching the case of Mr. Adams, what was in all the Sundays about it, which he was rubbing noses with and having a gurgle off his own, along with the butty bloke in the specs. This Treacle Tom, to whom reference has been made, had been absent from his usual wild and woolly haunts in the land of counties Capelines for some time previous to that. He was, in fact, in the habit of frequenting common lodging-houses where he slept in a nude state, hail fellow with meth, in strange men's cots. But on race night, blotto after divers tots of hellfire, red biddy, bulldog, blue ruin, and creeping Jenny, Eglindine's choicest herbage, supplied by the duck and doggies, the galloping primrose, Bridget's Brewsters, the cock, postboy's horn, the little old man's, and all swell that aim swell, the cup and the stirrup, he sought his well-warmed lab of a bed in a housing room, abide with one another at Block WW, why didn't he back it, Pump Court, the Liberties. And what with multipuke on voltipuke, re-snored alcoherently to the burden of I come my horse delayed, nom nom, the substance of the tale of the evangelical bussy-buzzy and the Raciner bean, the girls, he would keep calling them, for the collarette and skirt, the sunbonnet and carnation. In parts, it seemed he was before the Iats of Martyrs, or otherwise the thirds of fossil years. He having been with Katia when Lavinius had her men's lease to see in a pump ship doodly show, whereat he was looking for fight niggers with wild horses, oft in the chilly night, the metagonistic, the epicthalamorous, during uneasy slumber in their hearings of a small and stony-broke cash-draper's executive, Peter Cloran, discharged. O'Mara, an ex-private secretary of no fixed abode, locally known as Mildew Liza, who had passed several nights, funnish enough, in a doorway under the blankets of homelessness on the bunk of Iceland, pillowed upon the stone of destiny, colder than man's knee or woman's breast. And Hosty, no slouch of a name, an ill-starred beach busker, who, sans rooty and sans scrapey, suspicioning as how he was setting on a toadstool on the verge of self-abyss, most starved with melancholia over everything in general. Night bear man, you served him with Nattygal's nano, had been tow-head tossing on his shakedown, devising ways and manner of means of what he loved to, if he'd a licence somehow or other in the nation, getting a hold of some chap's parabellum in the hope of taking a wing sociable and lighting upon a side-wheel dive somewhere off the Dulkey Dunleary and Bleak Rookie tramline, where he could throw through and go and blow the sibicidal napper off himself for 2 bits to Boldywell Baltitude in the peace and quiety-buzz of a one-sure-shot bottle. He, after having been trying all he knew, with the lady's help of Madam Gristle, for upwards of 18 calendars, to get out of Sir Patrick Dunn's, through Sir Humphrey Jervis's, and into the St. Kevin's bed in the Adelaide hospitals, from these incurable Welleslays among those uncurable Wellesdays, through St. Iago by his cockle hat, good Lazar deliver us, without after having been able to jerry-wangle it any sides. Lisa O'Devis and Roach Mongan, who had so much in common, epipsychedically, if the phrase be permitted, hostess et odor in super petrofractus, as an understood thing, slept their sleep of the swimborn in the one sweet undulant mother of tumblebunks with Hosty, just how the shavers in the shaw, the yokels and the yotes, are well, the waisters in the wild. And the bustling tweeny dawn of all works, mead of anthems, here we pant, had not been many jiffies furbishing pot lids, door brasses, scholars' apple cheeks, and link boys' metals when, as hopper-minded like no fella he go make bacon fuss lungo white man, the rejuvenated busker, for after a good night's raven rumble and his shinkum's top mooring with his coexes, he was not the same man, and his broad-awake bedroom suite, our boys, as our Byron called them, were up and a shuffle from the hog's home they love-named the Barrel, cross Evelyn's chilled hamlet. 3 roots and restings on their dense superficies curiously corresponded with those linea and puncta where are twopenny halfpenny metro maniplums below the Oberfleg underrails and stations at this time of riding. To the thrummings of a cruth fiddle, which, cromoning and crononing, levy, gravy, witty and wavy, appy, leppy and playable, caressed the ears of the subjects of King Saint Finnerty the Festive, who, in brick homes of their own, and in their flavoury phraseberry beds, heeding hardly cry of honeyman, sowed lavender of fine boyne salmon alive, with their priggish mouths all open for the larger appreciation of this long-awaited messiah of roratorios, were only half past asleep. And after a brisk pause at a pawnbroking establishment, for the prophetic purpose of redeeming the songster's truly admirable false teeth, and a prolonged visit to a house of call at Cooge's Place, viz. The Old Sot's Hole, in the parish of St. Cecily, within the liberty of Kjol Moor, not 1,001 national leagues, that was by Griffith's valuation, from the site of the statue of Premier Gladstone, setting a match to the March of a Maker, last of the Stuart Petetra, where the tale rambles along, the trio of Whackful the Diddlers was joined by a further, intentions applied tomorrow, casual and a decent sort of the had-been variety, who had just been touching the weekly insult, Fewett, and all fig-blabbers, who saith of noun, had stimulants, in the shape of G&Gs, stood by the damn decent sort, after which stag luncheon, and a few ones more just to celebrate yesterday, flushed with their first afforded friendship, the rascals came out of the licensed premises. Brown's first, the small PSXX executive, cap a hand in their sad rear like a lady's postscript. "I want money, please send." Wiping their laugh-leaking lipes on their sleeves. How the Buccaline shout their Russian generally, Sinn Fions are on. And the rhymer's world was, with reason, the richer for a would-be ballad, to the balladeer of which the world of humanity singing owes a tribute for having placed on the planet's mellow map his lay of the vilest Beaugaillard but most attractionable avatar the world has ever had to explain for.